quick little demo for the backyard mechanic that's interested in installing the lift kit. So yeah, basically when you start the lift kit, you remove all the subframe, everything, get all that stuff out of the way. I got the differential out of the subframe because it makes it a hell of a lot easier. You basically just got to drop a few bolts right there and right there. That'll drop your differential. Same with the other side there. Oh, there we go, right there. So basically you have your subframe drop blocks. The skinnier of the two is mounted further up in the frame, and the one further back, mine are very rusted. I actually never painted mine. That's on the to-do list. But the wider ones, they go in the back. And this is a common question that people always ask me is, which way do those blocks face? They gotta face with the excess on the outside, or else they don't fit in the vehicle. It's the only way you can fit it inside the actual frame there. Now, the engine blocks, you can see I have already mounted onto the bottom side of the engine, and for the most part I have those tightened up. I gotta take them off quickly, add some thread lock. Highly recommend adding thread lock to all the subframe drop blocks. That one, and this guy up front, I've already had it added. So I'm gonna do those and then get this up in place. Now, the way I got this rigged up, I realize most people don't have tons of equipment, and if you have less equipment, that's okay. What I would recommend is a floor jack that has quite a bit of reach on it, as well as two come-alongs which you can mount to either side. Basically the idea is the floor jack lifts the front end of that, and then the come-along on either side are going to hold the bottom end and pull it up to the mounting blocks there. So you can see I got the inner fender well pulled out of mine, and I just got it inside that grommet there. You want to be careful and make sure you're not hung up on anything, because you will bend that very easily. At this point you can see I've removed the first come-along. This is so we can get some hardware into the first subframe drop block and use a bolt as an anchor rather than a come-along, because it does cause some interference in between the actual subframe and the vehicle itself. Okay. Had to take a break to find more hardware. I got everything all, well, kind of installed. I got the lower control arms hanging there. I just got one bolt in on this side there. As you can see, I got the steering link fed in there. It's not folding on the upper knuckle. My janky homemade steering extension. I recommend the Woodward's kit. But yeah, finish pushing that up all the way. Keep lifting it with the jack, and then once the steering link's set, I'll tighten up all the subframe drop block bolts. Quick little short for anybody doing a vg33 swap or swapping a vg33 into their Pathfinder. There is a minor difference between 1998 and before compared to the 99 models and after that had the vg33s, and that difference is in the fuel rail itself, not the injectors, but the actual supply. So this line here, this is pre-98, sorry, that's before 98, and where is it here? So yeah, this one line hooks up, not a problem. The issue is this line right here. So this one here normally should plug in right there, but as you can see, this one doesn't have it. Now, if you look on the later model ones, this is the one that actually came off my engine. So mine's a 99.5, so it's a facelift, but that is basically the hookup you have to do. So if you're going to do this engine swap, bear in mind that if it is a pre-98 engine and you have the later 98 model, you will have to swap that. Here's a fun little piece of information. I couldn't figure out why I couldn't hook up my engine coolant temperature sensor, or why I had an extra plug that I couldn't figure out. And I did up this other engine, which came out of an older vehicle, and as you can see in this one, there are two plugs here. This one is for the gauge inside your vehicle. This one here is for the ECU. This one here is an older model, and you will find this on 98 and earlier. Generally, if you have a 99 or newer VG, it'll be this plug here, which I couldn't figure out for the life of me where the hell this thing went. And I realized I don't have that plug there anymore, which didn't surprise me, because the other difference I found with these two engines is the fuel rail. On the older ones, you will not have this connection here. It'll just be a hose and an adapter, kind of like the one in the back there. It'll just have a little clip like that. Yeah, this is the late model VG. If it's early model, it'll have this on both lines. As you can see, it took me that long to figure it out. But the little hack here is, if you follow it and you open up your harness, you got this red and green wire here. You just want to twist those up, solder them together, run this line out here, and get it to come out. Where's that other wire? This one, actually, I had it kind of ghetto rigged before. Yeah, I have the actual proper connections, so just get it to follow this wire out here, and yeah, then you can run the old style water outlet if you didn't realize it was different, like I did, rather than pull shit apart. Because yeah, I'm good on pulling shit apart. I'm not taking the timing off. And yeah, hopefully nobody else makes that same mistake.